Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Declutter Sim to Simplicity. I am Raff.
And I'm Anastasia, and today we decided to do a little fun Q&A and give you a bit of a update on our low buy year. I'm excited to hear your update because I wasn't sure if you're like
Well, we shook on it.
I know, but you never know.
You never
So
know.
I'm very
That's
excited.
true.
All right, drum roll. We haven't done this update since last year, since exactly 1 year ago. Did you know that we did an episode on our clothing in like March of last year? So this is exactly 1 year later.
Okay.
Okay, so let's do an update on how many clothes we have, um, including PJs in gym wear, but excluding shoes, accessories, and outwear.
Okay.
You're up?
So I have 43 pieces of clothing, including one suit that I never wear, but
I
it's
know.
gonna stay there. I counted like gym shorts, PJs, pants, my t-shirts, my flannel shirts, my hoodies. I do not count the winter jackets because you said
no,
that
no.
outerwear, but
Yeah.
everything, all the layers under, like the base layer
Yeah.
that we
Yeah.
have to wear this for 6 months in Canada. So
I
yeah,
know.
that's 43.
I think my number is exactly the same as last year. And then
Mine is not.
yours is much lower because I remember
Yeah.
it was like 53 or something.
Yeah, it
Now
was
it's
more.
43.
It was maybe around the 60s if we counted all the band t-shirts. I really pared that down, and I only have like favorite ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have 19. Nothing's changed for me. I mean, I changed some stuff because some stuff died. But 19 pieces of clothing, which I thought was really funny when I counted because I was like, oh, it's exactly the same as last year. And I think it's my number, Raf. I think this is what I'm comfortable with. It doesn't
Yeah.
stress me out. Like literally, if anything new had to come in, I think I would like lose it.
I'm of the thinking that if anything new comes in, something is gonna go up.
Yeah, for sure.
So-
And then I also have one suit, whatever, one blazer, one pair of pants.
Yeah.
I have one pair of snow pants, and then one heat tech undershirt. So 19 pieces of clothing is like my core every day, and then the suit and the snow pants and the heat tech is literally only on like 5 days out of the year. So in total, I have 23 with those. Okay, so let's talk about our low buy year. And
Yes.
Raf, you will be disappointed to hear something. Okay, so one of the side effects of being a minimalist is that things break. Like, you know how if you have 15 pairs of shoes, if one of them dies, you're like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I have like 5 other sandals. Okay. In the minimalist world, it doesn't really happen like that. So I bought 6 things since January. So January, February, March. And most of them are replacements. Okay, so in January, I bought underwear, like replacement underwear.
Right.
I bought a wool blazer for work. And I tried to source that secondhand, but I didn't find anything. And so I decided not to go the fast fashion route. I decided to go with like an actual wool blazer made in Italy or whatever. Anyway, so that was $400. And then I got replacement gloves because, as we've learned, my winter glove got lost. And instead of buying something leather and expensive that I had before, I just was in a grocery store and I grabbed a pack of like, I'm not proud of that purchase. It was $6, but as we all know, it worked out really well for me because I just layered them and I was fine this winter. And then I had to get replacement winter shoes, which is a biggie because winters are rough here. I need leather shoes with like animal coating inside because it's really, really cold.
I'm wearing mine right now.
Yeah, so I did get that on sale because I tried to wait until the end of the season as much as possible. So I saved $100 on that, but the shoes were still $254.24. An impulse purchase was a sweater. You saw that like heart sweater that I was wearing the other episode. That was $24.99 from Costco. And truth be told, the only reason why I got it, I thought it was cute, but also at that point I only had one sweater. So I was like, you know what? I can live with two sweaters.
Ooh, now you're
I
talking my language.
know. And then one time I was, whatever, in a mood. I went to the secondhand store and I saw my dream dress there. Like a dress that I've been looking for what feels like for years. Anyways, it's so cute. And but it was secondhand, but from like consignment boutique.
Yeah.
So people sell their stuff there, and it's a brand name. So I paid $153 for that. Okay, so here's the situation. January, February, March, I bought 6 things, and it totaled $972.25, which blows my mind, because I'm like, that's almost $1,000 in 3 months on clothes. Last year when I was a consultant and I was just kind of recovering from my time off from being pregnant and having my baby, that year was truly my no buy year, because I was just trying to recover financially from like 2 years of basically not working. But this year is when everything started breaking, and I find myself, and I'm not even done yet. Like my sandals for the summer, like they're Birkenstocks, which are supposed to last you a long time, but because I walk so much and I go long with my dog, they broke like in the middle, like they're cracked, and so I'm not even done buying stuff. Like I have to buy more.
But most of the things that you bought were replacing things you already owned.
Yes, exactly. So a good thing is that I budget and I don't overspend generally. So making the purchases didn't make me poor or financially unstable. But yeah, like if I divide $972.25 for 12 months, it's $81 a month on those purchases on the clothes.
Right.
And I was thinking, I'm like, okay, I'm not even like a shopaholic.
No, you're not.
But anyways, I'm really excited to hear how your low buy year is going.
So I bought, keeping up with my rich life, my priorities, I bought plane tickets for my vacations. And then I bought concert tickets, but I was very, very mindful and thorough about, okay, where is this concert? What is the day of the concert? It's a weekend, it's a weekday. How much driving is it going to be? Can I walk there? Can I take public transport? All of those things. And everything else was consumables. So I think I'm in a...
Yeah, I also bought a ton of tickets, like theater tickets, because theater, when I was when I did high school in Moscow, theater was a huge part of my life. Theater generally is a huge part of culture in Russia, and I kind of really want to give my son that, and so we're going to quite a few different shows in different theaters here, and I'm very excited about that. I really wanted to invest that money, and wherever I could, I did try for like a group like deal, because when there's like 10 plus people, so he's going with a bunch of his daycare buddies to a few shows, which I think is really cute. And yes, on vacations too, for sure. Yeah, for sure. And honestly, like just because of the world events right now, everything skyrocketed. Like traveling in the summer was already expensive. Now it's like 5 times more expensive. And
I was expecting, I was monitoring jet fuel prices, and I was like, I need to buy the tickets right now. So I just wanted to make sure I got everything sorted out. And it was good also for my job, because then they know the dates I'm going.
Yeah.
You know, I put all my vacation in. It was approved by my boss. So it's all, it just gives me peace of mind that my year is structured and everything is just now saving money for the vacations.
What's something you won't minimize no matter what?
My travel and concert budget. It
Yeah.
is it is the it encompasses everything that I love, traveling and going to concerts. If I can travel and then go to a concert, that's just like a perfect vacation for me. And it's I am not going to minimize that, but of course I've been to so many countries and so many concerts that I don't want to repeat stuff. So like there I have favorite bands and artists, but besides that, I'm not gonna go to a concert again and again and again if I don't see added value to it, right? But
Yeah.
I have one of my best friends. He loves going to concerts, and he keeps telling me that we're not spending money; it's an investment on our well-being. So that's how I look at it. I don't see going to a concert of an artist that I love and that I listen to as an expense. I see it as an investment on myself.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm open to minimizing stuff. I can't say, I used to be more attached to some things, but I don't know, like the more like my immediate reaction may be like, oh no, like I would never do that. But then like it's just a defense mechanism, I think, because when I actually let it sit with me a little bit, I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't I minimize this? So I don't know. I think there's always room for minimization.
Yes, there is. Yeah.
I feel like I can, I'm kind of in this phase right now where I'm like, okay, things are a bit out of control financially in this world. So at first I was like, well, I would never compromise like our food or whatever. And
Right.
to this day still. But now I'm like, okay, my husband and I are having these conversations. We're like, well, we should probably like reduce the amount of times we go out per week or order in, or maybe we should have a strategy for when we're really tired or when we're really sick, like things like that. Like the theater and the concerts too and the travel, like I'm like, okay, what can we do here? How can we make this a bit more economical? How can we streamline this? So I don't know. I feel like there's nothing really that I wouldn't minimize. I think the two things that I could never ever ever, like in terms of physical items, that I will want to, die with is probably my son's little hat from the hospital when he was born and my dog's leash when she was a baby.
Yep.
Everything else you can take away from me, not people, but physical items.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, yeah, it's okay. I can live.
Yeah.
I can live without everything.
Yeah.
What are you watching or listening to these days that's making you smile?
So I'm gonna go with listening because I listen to a lot of music. I really decided to do a minimalist approach to my listening. So I went through everything that was on my phone because I don't use streaming services. I have everything on my phone. And then I looked through every band. I was like, am I listening to this? Am I still listening? And then I really pared down, took a bunch of stuff out because I have all my music on an external hard drive, and then I bring stuff in, right? When I go, oh, maybe I should listen to that again. And then I bring it in.
Wow.
Yeah. So I really kind of narrowed down, and then I'm just like happy with the selection. And then I'm doing like different moods. I start slow, like jazz, blues, and then I ramp up when it's time to start working. And then I go rock, heavy metal, and then at the end of the day, I start to go down again. So I go classic rock, blues, jazz. So it's kind of like a sort of a roller coaster kind of thing, and that makes me smile.
So I'm curious because I don't know if we ever talked about it, but what do you watch? Like, do you have a comfort movie or a comfort show?
There are two shows that are currently my favorite shows, but they are between seasons.
Okay. What are they?
So Severance from Apple TV Plus.
Okay.
And The Diplomat from Netflix. So those are the types of shows that they're so good that I will subscribe to the streaming service just for the new season of that show, and then I cancel when I watch the entire season, right?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a diplomat. That was one of my dreams.
Yeah.
So I really kind of see myself in the diplomat. And Severance is such a quirky, it's such a different show. And the way that it's shot, the cinematographer is from Canada. And she does things that are just
incredible.
Yeah, they go. Just to give you a summary of the show, it's they put a chip in your head, so then when you walk into work, you no longer remember your exterior life. So then you are one person at work, and you don't remember anything else from outside work. So there's no.
But when you exit work, do you start remembering?
Then it comes back. And then you don't remember your work, your colleagues, or what you did at work. And then they have all these different shooting techniques to kind of, now we are at work. And then they work with colors. It's totally my alley. As a graphic designer, videographer, it's the story, but it's also the visuals. So the colors of the company, it's sort of a blue, gray, green situation. So that everything is that.
Yeah, very cool. Okay.
What about
you? So I just recently discovered a new podcast, which is called The Good Hang with Amy Poehler.
Yeah.
I love her. She's so funny. What I love about her the most is that, I have this weird new appreciation for women in their 40s and 50s who I know are going through perimenopause and menopause. And sorry to bring this back again, but it's so hard to have it together and be your own person and not be taken over by the raging hormones or whatever it may be. And I just really love that she's I don't know how old she's, maybe in her 50s, but it's clear that she's probably going through menopause, and she's sharp and she's funny and she's kind, and I love the intelligent questions that she's asking that are just very conversational. And I love all the guests on her show because all of these guys are actors or writers or both. And the more I listen to her show, and everyone from SNL and other comedy movies, I think that in another life I would have loved to be a staff writer on SNL. I think because I have a very weird my husband thinks I'm funny, so
there you go.
It's he thinks I'm funny, and I enjoy writing, and it's not something that I could have said, I don't know. I never considered myself a creative,
right.
And I think it just comes from a self-esteem kind of issue. But I am a creative.
You are.
I'm very creative, and I'm now realizing, this could have been a really great path for me.
Yeah.
Or a director of social media or comms for Formula One. Either or.
Oh yeah. That would be a nice job.
Yeah, that would be a nice job.
I think her show is she's fantastic, and her show is very nice. But she's a great, I don't know if we can call it talk show host or podcast host.
No,
she's great at that.
Yeah, she's started as a comedy writer.
Yeah.
Right.
And Parks and Rec is just one of my favorite shows ever.
So it's not her, but it's her performance, which I really love. But Mike Schur can do nothing wrong. Every show, he's
I agree.
oh my God, he's the best. He's created every single show I love. American version of The Office, Parks and Rec, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Chef's Kiss.
All these shows that you're talking about are shows that I love, but because they're not currently, I watch them. I don't like to rewatch stuff anymore. I used to. So all the shows that you're saying, I'm like, oh my God, I love this show. I love Arrested Development as well.
Yeah.
Very intelligent, funny, quirky. Yeah. But none of them are on, right? Because they all ended. The guy from Severance, the main character, the main actor, he was in Parks and Rec.
Is it Adam Scott?
Yes.
Oh, Adam Scott was also in a philosophical show that they did, the Good Side or the
Oh, I love that show too.
what is it called? Like
Is it
where
called
there's
The
like a
Good? Yeah, in the well, we cannot say that.
yeah,
Have
yeah,
you
yeah.
watched it?
But Mike Schur is
Yeah.
not only a funny guy, but he's really into philosophy, and he wrote like what is it like 5 seasons of that show like from his
Yeah.
brain. Like he just
Yeah.
knows
But we
philosophers.
cannot talk about the show because then there's so many plot twists that then
Yeah.
we're gonna spoil for people that haven't
You
watched
know,
it.
like
But it's a great show.
it's a great show because you spend the entire show waiting to be told like who's right and who's
Yeah,
wrong.
who's
And
heaven,
then,
who's hell,
yeah,
who's bad, who's good.
who's exactly
Yeah.
like you're looking for that black and white, and then in
Yeah.
the end, plot twist, you find out
That was fun.
that it's just like it's a gray area,
Yeah.
and there is no answer kind of thing. And
Yeah.
wow, like I was like,
Yeah, no, that
excellent,
show is
excellent.
another thing that we like that makes me smile watching. I watch sports, and my 3 teams are doing very well. Not not McLaren.
I was like,
but
which
it's
season?
No, yeah, exactly. So I'm still on the high from last year's championship. So but I love Formula One. Are you
Oh, yeah.
do you want to do any hot takes about the battery? And I'm enjoying this.
I'm
A lot of
enjoying
people
this.
are complaining that the
Really?
batteries are killing, that it's not racing anymore. I am enjoying the yo-yo thing with
Yeah.
I don't know how many. It's not boring anymore.
It's crazy, and I know, and we're still early on in this season, and I
Yeah.
just want people to be like, okay, let's watch for a second, especially because mid-season is when they make tweaks and changes,
Yes.
and like the second half of the season
Yeah.
may not look anything like the
Exactly.
first half, like
Yeah.
we've seen before. So I'm like, okay, guys, let's chill out. Let's just like watch this and see what happens. I'm very. All right, so are you excited for the warmer months ahead, and what are you looking forward to the most?
I'm actually looking forward to the warmer months ahead because
It's been a long
like this morning it was
winter.
not supposed to snow, and then I got an alert to my phone, snow is coming in your area, and I was like, really,
I
again?
know this winter is like it's with
feels
its
like-
claws. It's
Yeah.
like I'm not going anywhere. Though the freaking birds are back, the Canadian geese. That's how I know
Yes.
that inevitably spring's coming.
It is coming at one point. We're not sure when. So yeah, I love
Breaking
walking.
news.
Yeah, breaking news.
The
Spring
story
here.
is developing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love walking. I love taking photos, and there is this waterfall near where I live, and I like to go there every Saturday or Sunday. I like to go there. I bring my coffee. I sit in front of the waterfall for like an hour, and I meditate. I relax. I just listen to the water. I take photos. I walk around. And in this weather, it's tougher to do it. If it gets a little bit warmer, I will take some photos because the waterfall is partially frozen now. So it's very beautiful. But when there's this cold and the wind that's trying to cut you in half, it's kind of difficult to see like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm just going to walk around here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, same, just being outside, right? I was daydreaming about this because I'm like, okay, normally we pick up like in the warmer months, we pick up our son from daycare, we go to the playground near his daycare, we go home, have dinner, and then we go back to the playground or for like a walk in the evening by the river. And I'm excited for that because I'm quite frankly, sick and tired of just like going home. Then we have dinner, maybe watch some TV,
Yeah,
I feel like it's better for everyone when we're all outside.
true. Fresh air, nature, the sun. Yeah, everything is better when you're outside.
So what's your go-to comfort activity?
I'm gonna say being active.
Yeah.
So walking, definitely. Going to the gym, doing yoga, just doing things with my body that I know will give me the endorphin and the happy. And music is always involved in all of that. So I'm always listening to music and being active. I don't like to sit around. I'm not this person at all. And yeah,
It's funny how you define
6 months winter. It's kind of tough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how you define that as your comfort activity. Because, like, I was going to talk about how my go to comfort activity is like going to the kitchen and making myself a coffee or a tea.
No, see, but that's the thing for me. Coffee is such a big part of my life
Yeah.
that I don't even consider, I don't even think about it. I have 4 cups of coffee a day. I've had this for like 20 years or 25 years.
Yeah.
So I don't, but yeah, that's a
It
very
is,
good example.
yeah.
So making myself a good cup of coffee
Yes.
is a great activity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
but
so,
I don't think about it anymore.
but it's so comforting. It's like
Yeah.
like I have one in the morning, like a cup of coffee, and then mid-morning at some point when I've worked for a few hours, I'm like,
Right.
you know what? I need a hug in a cup.
There you go.
And that's basically what it is. It's either a coffee or
Yeah,
a black tea.
My breakfast is black coffee. So I do a black coffee in the morning, and then I do another black coffee after lunch. And then I will have a piece of chocolate or a cookie. In the afternoon, now I'm doing a protein shake. And then in the evening, after dinner, I'm doing coffee with some frothed milk and all that.
What's something you've changed your mind about recently?
The Formula One battery situation before the season started, I was very skeptical that this was gonna work. That it would actually increase like
But
the
did you know
takeovers
anything about electrical vehicles
Yeah, so
before?
I watched some of the Formula E races, and I noticed the harvesting of the battery and all of that. And then when it started, I don't know, I'm enjoying this a lot. And I am a motorhead. Like I grew up in gasoline and with Senna and Prost and Mansell and Piquet. I grew up in the 80s when racing was, people were getting thrown into walls and things like that. And this is modern racing. I'm up for it. I'm enjoying. Even if McLaren's not winning, and I changed my mind completely after I saw the final product. I was like, ooh, this is interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a beautiful thing to be a human being and just evolve and just change your mind about things. Like who you were a year ago is not who you are today or 6 months ago. Isn't it wonderful?
A second ago, I believe in that. Like we're changing
all the time.
Like if you are standing, there's this. I don't know who the author is. If you're standing in a river, and you look down to the water, the river is not the same. You are not the same 1 second after.
Wow.
So we're constantly changing and evolving.
Yeah.
Just look at our interior design and our choices of furniture.
That's
like
true.
We're constantly evolving, selling things, buying things. Oh, this thing it doesn't work for me anymore.
Yes.
We just need to be kind with ourselves because we tell stories. And I think that's the core of minimalism is that we stop telling stories to ourselves saying, oh no, I need this thing because it defines who I am. No, you don't.
I was about to say, yes.
You don't need the thing.
Know.
You can live without the thing that you're debating. Should I sell this?
Yes,
Should I recycle this?
You should know the definition of yourself without any tables or clothes around you. You should know who you are, and you is a beautiful human being who is evolving and changing and accepting and rejecting and like all the things. And I think it's so cool and so great.
We just need to be kind to ourselves because we are hard on ourselves sometimes saying, oh, but who are you now if you don't have this table anymore?
Yeah.
You're a different person.
Yeah. It really sucks that, we make an impression on other people. And let's say like years later, we would be like, oh, but this person was like this in university, or like, oh, this person was that in high school. And it's like, maybe they stayed the same, but people who stay the same really worry me, right? You need to move forward and you change your mind and you need to like reflect and be sorry about your behavior or who you were, and then just try to move forward with grace.
Yes. I always try to be grateful for everything that has happened to me or anything that I have caused on people and people have caused on me. Yeah. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
I don't do it every day.
Yeah.
I'm not, very happy every single day and grateful, but we have, because we cannot change the past. So we just have to be grateful for everything that happened because it made us who we are, and be kind to ourselves. And people need to understand that other people change. So the perception is something that I have to fight against, because people have met me in a different part of my life. When I was saying yes to everything, there was a lot of people pleasing. Everything was fast. Everything needed to be done right now. And as I'm no longer saying yes to everything, I'm saying quality yeses. And I am slowing down my life. Most of those people don't know present Raff. They don't know present Raff. So then it's difficult to change people's perceptions because they know you for who you were.
I feel like I changed my mind quite a bit. I mean, I have so many different people in my lives and I learn constantly. I don't know. I also have really wise, communications professionals in my life who kind of guide me through work. I started this year with a very hard-headed, kind of firm perception of myself and my job and how that looks like. And then I met with my mentor and I'm like, I'm at a loss. I don't know. And she put things in such a great perspective, after which I was like, I'm happy again. You just need people who help you sometimes with your understanding, with your perception. And we don't have all the answers. Sometimes we find the answers in other people.
All right, everyone, this is it. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode.
Let us know in the comments, what other questions would you like us to cover in future episodes?
Don't forget to find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Until next time on Yet to Clutter, Sim to Simplicity, where we cut through the chaos and help you simplify life, work, and everything in between.
Bye.